Ford's littlest SUV thinks it's a big truck now. The Ford Bronco Sport has been updated for 2025, and while it's still pretty much the same vehicle that launched in 2021, it's had a couple of tweaks and some changes to the trim lineup. This one is the entry-level Big Bend, which has a starting price of $32,590, and for that you get standard all-wheel drive, a 180 horsepower turbocharged 3-cylinder engine, and an 8-speed automatic transmission. But as you can see, this one's been optioned with the new Black Diamond package that adds a bunch of off-road goodies for $2,570. They include 17-inch wheels with all-terrain tires and these real deal steel bumper inserts, plus this brush bar. And the bumper inserts in the back include 2 recovery hooks for hooking up tow straps to. These are also designed to be modular. You can take this off. There's attachment points for other accessories, so you can customize the vehicle with your off-road stuff, just like you would a big truck. The only shortcoming to the bumpers is while the rear one wraps all the way around, the front one has a plastic air dam before you get to the new steel skid plate. Along with the recovery hooks, it's also equipped with a tow package and rated to tow up to 2,200 pounds. And while it's not exclusive to the Big Bend or the Black Diamond package, Bronco Sport has a tailgate glass that opens independently from the hatchback. And the hatchback has some cool stuff going on. These spotlights in the tailgate that are directional, so you can set up a workspace back here. Plus there are power outlets, mats for the floor and the back of the rear seats, and you can get this optional cargo management system, which turns into a table. And of course the bottle opener, which has been a signature feature of the Bronco Sport. Made in Mexico, just like the Bronco Sport. Black Diamond also has these nifty little hooks in the front fender that you can run lines to secure cargo on the roof rack, which is rated for 150 pounds while you drive it, 600 when you're parked, so you can put a tent up there. Like the exterior, the interior of the Bronco Sport hasn't changed much for 2025, but now you do get a digital instrument cluster and a larger touchscreen display for the infotainment system. It's 13.2 inches across and incorporates the climate controls, so there are fewer buttons on the center console. In fact, just a handful and a volume knob. Behind the screen, there's a tray you can use for electronics accessories that has 2 USB ports. And on the Big Bend Black Diamond, you get auxiliary switches for custom accessories. Transmission is controlled by this knob, and behind it, you have one for the GOAT modes, goes over any type of terrain, which adjusts the drivetrain, stability control, and traction control for different situations. The Big Bend comes with easy clean cloth upholstery and heated front seats, which are very comfortable, and there is ample space up here for me at 6'1". Can't say the same for the second row. I got to squeeze in there, but there's an indent in the seat for your knees and more headroom than anyone who doesn't start in the NBA will probably need, thanks to the Bronco Sport's stepped roof. The trade-off for that backseat legroom is a tidy size and a short wheelbase that makes climbing over things without bottoming out easier. Now, while this does get the all-terrain tires and the Bronco Sport suspension is already engineered for light off-roading, this doesn't get any other suspension enhancements and comes with the standard ride height of 7.8 inches, which, as you can see, is pretty adequate for more than mild off-roading. This has not been bottoming out here much at all. Part of the reason for that is because the suspension's set up so well, it's not loose and bouncy, so you don't droop into ditches. The Black Diamond package also doesn't include any drivetrain enhancements beyond the tires, but the Big Bend's all-wheel drive system is pretty capable. It's amazing what some decent rubber can do for you. Now, there are a couple more hardcore versions of the Bronco Sport. You can get the Outer Banks and the Badlands with Sasquatch packages now, which include all the Black Diamond stuff, plus updated suspensions and increased ground clearance. While I'm looking forward to checking those out at some point, they cost about $7-10 grand more than this. Unless you're really going for the rough stuff, probably live without it. This suspension's not just good out here, it's great on the road, and the tires aren't annoyingly loud, although they make a little more noise than the non-all-terrains. This is also very efficient, has an EPA rating of 27 miles per gallon combined, 30 on the highway, and from what I found, it's very accurate, which for a non-hybrid with an all-terrain setup is pretty good. All Bronco Sports also come standard with the Copilot 360 Assist Plus, which includes automatic emergency brakes and a very good lane centering adaptive cruise control. And while I'm not sure Ford was thinking about this, a lot of things that make this a good little off-roader make it a good little city car as well. It's easy to park, and those steel bumpers and the brush bar are a good defense. As good as this is on dirt, it isn't bad in water either, and can ford 17.7 inches of it. One thing this doesn't have is a manual shift mode for the automatic transmission. That's not something I'm usually looking to use in a vehicle, but I have wanted to in this couple of times. There is a low setting that holds on to gears longer before shifting, and the off-road mode does that as well. But considering how many vehicles have that feature that don't need it, I'm really surprised this doesn't. This is about the same length as a two-door Bronco, but it's roomier inside and definitely more comfortable. And unless you really like extreme off-roading or top-off driving, it's definitely worth comparing the two. One thing that bugs me about this is that big trucky hood. Front visibility is not great when you're going over things, and there's no front camera, which is available on some higher trims. While I personally would like maybe 2 more inches of rear leg room, this really is a perfect little dual-purpose city and off-road SUV. And considering the Ford Mustang has even less rear leg room, this little Bronco may be Ford's best pony car.